Arctic and witness. Well, sorry to break it to you, but you won't. It's located in the southern hemisphere, specifically at the South Pole. The Southern Ocean's the most remote scenery. Well, for starters, the environment is incredibly fragile and can beat human populations on the continent. And let's not forget that it's also one of the most expensive destinations. Despite all that, Antarctica is not exactly guarded like a fortress. But there is an international agreement. Called the Antarctic Treaty. This treaty was negotiated and bans some forms of member states. But the primary reason that needs to be used for peace and should balance that exists there. If you're Antarctica, getting permission isn't exactly a walk in the park. Need to complete a special form and send it to the. You're there. You'll need to follow some, like not disturbing any wildlife or taking. Now, technically, can you live in Antarctica? While there are no laws banning people from living there permanently and below, miles away, rest of the world. Who knows to visit this unique and fascinating continent, but let's admire it from afar. Other places that were ancient Greek philosophers had an idea about the continent and called it Antarctos, meaning opposite the bear. The bears it refers to are not the polar ones though, but rather the Great and Little Bear constellations, which are only observable in the northern hemisphere. As a result, the term signifies the opposite of the land of the bear. Whaling in the late 1700s and early 1800s would venture further south when rounding Cape Horn at the tip of South America. It was known that going further south often meant stronger winds, but also the risk of hitting that could prove dangerous. 1773, in the Ross Sea held in ice. The first sighting of Antarctica is widely acknowledged to have taken place in January of 18. A two-year exploratory expedition around the world to landing on Antarctica at Cape Adare, whaling voyage of the ship Antarctic, led by rowed ashore during calm conditions. You think it'd be like a winter wonderland with snowball fights and hot cocoa all day long. When we think of deserts, we picture camels and cacti and covered in ice. And the average rainfall has been just over 0.4 inches in the. That's compared to what we're used to. So technically, it's not the dunes or sizzling heat that makes a desert, well, a desert. It's the lack of precipitation. But don't worry, if you ever find yourself lost in Antarctica, you won't have to worry about getting thirsty. Just make sure you bring a jacket and some mittens, because it's cold enough to make you into a popsicle. Not only is Antarctica one of the driest places on Earth, but it's also the coldest, the windiest, and the highest. Talk about overachieving. The penguins and scientists down in Antarctica have at times a bit of a pickle when it comes to time. You see, unlike the rest of us on this big blue planet, there is no Antarctica time zone, all making it a